People think trading in your trading account and letting it blow up happens in one bad trade. And that's not what I've actually seen. Blowing an account is usually a process that starts way, way, way earlier. There was a whole bunch of steps that led up to that, and it shows up in one big loss. But the whole pattern is almost predictable. Like in hindsight, it's always predictable. Especially when I'm teaching in my $5,000 coaching program, I see the same thing over and over and over from different people with trading different instruments who are different ages, different experiences. It literally usually starts when things are going well. You are an experienced trader. You follow your rules. You know how to win. You know how to buy, sell contracts. And then your confidence is what starts to grow. So now you actually feel more comfortable. And slowly and very quietly, something is going to change within your trading. Your behavior is what's changing. Your risk is going to change. The position size you take is going to change. You start to trust your instincts more. And then you confuse your instincts with intuition a lot more. And then you start to see the charts better and you feel connected and in sync with the market. And all of that is good on the outside. And it feels harmless while it's happening. But that is the dangerous part that I see over and over. Even Tony Robbins, who is a coach to the elites, says that. Even he gave an example with Tiger Woods. He got so confident that that's what led him to his demise. Obviously, he's the best in the world. But I've lived this cycle more than once. I've lived it more times than I can hold up on my two hands. You start taking slightly bigger trades. I started taking slightly bigger trades. You start giving trades more room. You start justifying decisions in real time when you've already decided what works and you've already decided what doesn't. And so nothing actually feels so reckless in that moment. And that's the problem, because nothing feels extreme. It actually feels logical because you've seen patterns in the market that have led you to the belief to think, oh, this could turn around. Oh, I can give this some room, right? Until one trade hits and like weeks or months of your progress can disappear in one trade. Everybody's experienced that. So that's when hindsight shows up and you're like, oh my gosh, like I knew I shouldn't have done that. I know when I don't follow my rules, they don't work. I know when I try to follow someone else's system, it doesn't work. I know what works for me. Like, you have a set of things and your brain is always telling you, because blowups are not a single decision. It is a bunch of thoughts in your head that lead up to that. It is literally a behavioral sequence that you can track back to exact patterns. For instance, you have your small risk and then you increase it. And then your confidence is going to slowly start to become overconfidence. So now you think you can just get out of every single trade and win. And then you start to have emotional attachment to the outcome, which is to the money. So you stop focusing on the movement of the market and you start focusing on the money. And then by the time that happens, the foundation was already unstable. You were never going to get out of that loop like without a loss. But the loss is just the final step. So what I want you to understand and kind of see from my experience is once I saw that pattern, I started to see it everywhere. I don't know if you've had that same experience, but I want you to comment down below if you have. Because it's almost crazy when you look back hindsight. You're like, this is not just about trading. This is not just about being a day trader. It's not just about using leverage in the stock market. Like, it happens with everything. It happens with your spending, and then it happens with your debt, and it happens with your investing, and it happens with your business decisions, and it happens with everything tied to money and income. Like, it's gonna show up. A small behavior is gonna change, and it compounds and stacks on top of each other until the consequences catch up to you. And so I'm actually at the age of 25 starting to realize that money problems are not actually sudden. They're very rarely sudden. They're actually slow patterns that just reveal themselves quickly over time. And that's the part that hurts, because it takes a long time to build up to them, and then they kind of just slap you in the face. So if you've ever felt like everything went all wrong at once, whether it's in your trading or your finances or your budget or your saving or your debt, whatever, you are not alone. You are a human. And I'm breaking down these behavior patterns as I start to learn them and as I start to see them, so that you can stick to whatever goals you want to have. But you can also stick around to see more videos like this if this interests you in any way.